Hey y'all, here we are working on some more financial freedom. I thought I'd run through this video real quick, give you a shot at it, take a shot at looking at 4 places to hold cash for safekeeping. Right here, 4 places to hold cash for safekeeping. I'm going to run through this and we'll hit this as quick as possible. First is high yield CDs. First, high yield CDs. High yield certificate of deposits, maybe not necessarily at your bank, maybe not necessarily at your savings and loan, but they may be available online or via credit union. Check it out. Look, Ally, Discover, Capital One. These banks offer competitive rates. They offer competitive rates, right? And the CDs are wonderful. Take it from me. You'll like it. There's a lot of flexibility with the CDs. Look at all the different variants in all 3 companies, and let me know what you think. All 3 offer CDs at varying levels and rates. Definitely worth looking into. One you definitely want to check out is Discover their CDs. Look at this: 12 months, 18 months. Look at these. Look at these rates, right? All the way up to 30 months, right? They all offer some decent rates here. Next thing, money market mutual funds. Money market mutual funds. What I like about money market mutual funds is that um, Schwab, Fidelity, they all have great money market mutual funds that give you great rates. Great rates. What I mean by great rates? Look at this. Look at this. Come on, man. You can get the CD, the 2-year CD on Schwab at this time for 5% for 2 years, or SWVXX, what? 5.17%? Come on, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. And there's no minimum, right? There's no minimum for the money market CDs, but on the, on the money market mutual funds, but on the CDs at Schwab, there is a $1,000 minimum. So, right, 5% is easy to find. 5% is easy to find. Don't give me any excuses. It's still out there, right? And what I like about SWVXX, right, is you can have it, in your brokerage account, but then Schwab also offers a high yield checking and savings account that can give you a place to bounce money back and forth as well and still collect a decent return. So Schwab, I think, is a great one-stop shop for competitive yields. I have to admit I'm a Schwab customer, but I'm also a Fidelity customer because of some of the things that they offer with their cash management accounts and brokerage accounts. But definitely look at Schwab and all that it offers with CDs, money market mutual funds, the high yield checking and the high yield savings account. Very difficult to go wrong with that. Moving on, right? As we move on, short-term bond ETFs, short-term bond ETFs. And here is where it can get kind of sticky, right? Short-term bond and high-yield bond are where you want to be careful. I'm trying to span a wide gamut, right? And I'm looking at State Street Spider high-yield bond. I've had that for years, and it's a decent high-yield bond with literally a high yield, and it is consistent, right? It's a consistent high yield that's not at a ridiculous risk for the rate. And so I'm definitely pumping out easy 5% on average. I'm not going crazy with it or anything. The government bond with iShares, that's usually under 4%, usually between 3 and 4%. I'll give it that. Schwab's aggregate bond is just a bond index, and I would just say you can get that almost anywhere, but not for the price right now. Remember, Schwab funds went through a major split, and they split shares, and then they got the pricing down to some decent levels. Everything's about $25 to $30 per share. You can get SCHZ for a still. I can get it for about the same price I get SPHY. But here's the kicker. SoFi has a high yield bond ETF, THTA, right? And this one has a high yield with serious returns, right? 14% yield with monthly distribution. 14% yield with monthly distribution. Is this going to settle down? Eventually, at some point, it's going to settle down because um, rates are going to change, and to find yields at this level and keep that consistent is going to be difficult to manage. But while it's riding high and there's a groundswell of it coming into play, I'm going to play with it. I'm going to play with it, and I love SoFi as a company, and I'm going to play with it. So that's what I'm doing as well. Honestly, I own all of these. I own all of these either in a retirement account or a taxable account. Also, look at iShares, the short duration bond active ETF. It's a 5-star Morningstar ETF, but it gives you a real diversified exposure as far as short-term bonds. And Schwab, the intermediate term U.S. Treasury ETF, I own that as well. Right, the 3 to 10 years as far as maturity dates, and I say that because the U.S. Treasury, no matter what you say about tariffs and all that stuff and the deficit, the U.S. Treasury is still paying on the bonds. So let's get that. Major bondholders of U.S. Treasuries are foreign nations. So imagine that. Who's holding the main ticket that the U.S. has, but foreign companies and entities? Now, check this out. Spider also has this double line total return tactical ETF, and this one is great for fixed income exposure. It captures the overall bond index and it maximizes total return. Does it come at a cost? Yeah. You're not getting the same index expense ratio that you would get with the regular index fund. But hey, if it's worth your time to take a look, check that out. TOTL is the ticker symbol. Check it out. It may be a fund that fits your fixed income niche. Take it from there. So then there's this thing about special CD offers, right? For those that don't know, I am a credit union. I love credit unions. I will take a credit union over a bank any day. And only thing that would keep me from not being 100% credit union is I also love online banks and what they offer, especially Ally, Discover, right? I try to ladder my Discover CDs to where they're rolling in. I've got a couple that are coming in right now, and I'm maneuvering and trying to get, what's the best rate? Do I go back into the same CD or do I go into something else? And so these special CD offers are different. And this is what you have to think about. Particularly at credit unions, they have these seasonal CDs as well as special savings program. Calcos, the special savings account. That's what it's called. Special savings account at Calcos Credit Union. You can open it with $25. But if you hit it up and double that to $50, you'll start earning dividends on it. And you won't pay a monthly maintenance fee. Overdraft protection, electronic transfers. You'll get a lot of freebies that come along with this that make saving and managing your money a whole lot easier. Right? $50 to start out. Start earning dividends. Knock it out. Schools First Federal Credit Union, the Summer Saver Program. I've been using this for multiple years now, and I've yet to see anything that compares to this with the 6.5% APY. It's available only to school employees, right? And so when you take that into consideration, think about it. You could save, if you were working 2 gigs as a teacher, If you're working as a teacher, 2 gigs, right? Think about it. You're working as a teacher, and then you're tutoring or coaching or doing a camp or doing something after school, right? To supplement your income, you could save up to $2,000 a month to help save towards the summer. If you're a 10-month employee at a school, been there, done that. If you're a 10-month employee at a school and you don't have the option to spread your check across 12 months, here's an example of what you can do. Penalty free, earn 6%, right? Earn 6% APY on your savings as you go. And boom, check this out. Not only do I have this, but then I also have a credit card with this particular credit union. That credit card gives me a reward, and the reward goes, guess where? Boom, in this account. So I'm getting charged 0% right now for the first 6 months on this credit card, and I'm getting 6% interest on the rewards that are going into this savings account. And guess what? The end of this month, that savings account comes due. So imagine that. That's banking. Short-term or seasonal CD offers that I really love. Look at this. $50. $50. All it takes $50. You get a 10-month CD, right? You get a 10-month CD, and this thing has a 4.35 APY. Come on. Think about that. Think about that. And this one, I believe, is Navy Federal, right? Now, for y'all that don't know and don't really understand, this is my thing. This is my thing. I said I love SoFi. I've been telling y'all I love SoFi, and this is real. I invested in SoFi. Part of my investment was when it was at $4. Part of it was at $7, going up, right? And incrementally, I've come up, and right now, in one of my accounts, I'm up 159%. Right, I hold it in multiple accounts. In one of my accounts, I'm up 159%. Another account, I'm up 29%. Right, we just inched up a few more this past week. We were teetering at 20. Imagine this thing. This thing is going to go somewhere else because SoFi is one of my fintech favorites, and it's in my top 5 fintech stocks. Understand me. SoFi is in my top 5 fintech stocks. I'm going to share it with you right here. I'm going to share you the link for that. You can check it out and see what I'm talking about. SoFi, right? We got SoFi. We've got some other ones in there. Airbnb. We got a whole bunch of them in there. Ally, right? Fintech. I would put Discover, but Discover just got bought by Capital One, and I'm not trying to buy Capital One at that price. I'm just not going to buy Capital One at that price. I'm going to stick with SoFi. I'm going to stick with Ally. Right? Ally pays a dividend, decent dividend, definitely in there. And so, boom, not only am I banking with them, not only am I investing with them, not only am I investing in their ETF, but I'm also an investor in the company because I believe in the company and I believe fintech is the future of finance. And when I look at fintech as the future of finance, I know that SoFi, Ally, and these other companies can deliver, right? They can deliver on a lot of the services that they're growing and expanding to offer. What you have to love about SoFi is they've taken off a lot that people try not to chew upon, and they've nibbled at it, and created products and services that people are gravitating towards. You can insure your pet. You can get short-term life insurance, your student loans on SoFi. All of that is there, and you can take care of that as well as save your money, have direct deposit, right? Invest in stocks and ETFs, on SoFi's app. Check it out. Check it out. And SoFi is trying to create experiences for its members, much like Amex does, right? Much like other cards give special rewards to special people, members, for being members. And so why not? SoFi is doing that because guess what? SoFi has a stadium. They have concerts. They invite you to different events there. That's all part of it. So SoFi is also trying to create a community to go along with this financial movement that we know as fintech. God bless them. They're doing it, but they're also growing the company and they're doing a good job by providing good service with some great returns. Gotta love me some SoFi. And to top it all off, these are just four. These are just four of the fintech and other places where I would say are safe places for you to hold your cash for safekeeping. These are just four places to hold your cash for safekeeping. A lot of these have been online, right? A lot of these have been online banks, and you got Ally, that's online. You've got Fidelity, okay? Fidelity is a great online broker. They have multiple services, a wide breadth of services that I would say you need to check out and get a feeling for. You've got Schwab, which is a great company to check out, and I would definitely say hit up Discover. Discover has the CDs, it has the money market, it has the cashback debit card. All of that can work in your favor if you're doing it the right way. Am I going to give you referral codes? The referral codes will be in they'll be in the description on the YouTube. But for right now, if you just go on there, check it out, look at it, understand it, find out what works for you. If it doesn't work for you, but I'll have to say this: the lack of information isn't the issue. Having the information is now the key, and will you open the door and step in? Because the lack of information is no longer the issue. You have the information. The information is the key. Now, will you take that key, open the door, and step in and take initiative to start putting your money, your cash, in a safe place for safekeeping? Hey, this has been Rev Bruce for Faith and Finance. I want to let you know I'm trying to do this more often, trying to do this more frequently, but I want you to know we're here, we're doing it. God bless.